The sky that morning was heavy, gray, and quiet, like it was holding back a storm. But Clara didn't care. She came to the ranch to escape from the city, from the noise inside her own mind, from the silence that had started to hurt. For her, horses were more than a passion. They were the only way she could still breathe. When hooves struck the ground, life felt real again. That was when she heard it, laughter. Light, alive, unguarded. She turned and saw a girl by the paddock, her hand resting on the white mane of a horse. The girl whispered something softly, and the horse snorted as if in answer. There was a tenderness in that moment that stopped Clara cold. When the girl turned around, their eyes met, and for a second, time just stopped. "New here?" the girl asked, walking closer. "Is it that obvious?" Clara replied. The girl smiled. "Only because your horse is still deciding if she trusts you. I'm Leah." The name lingered in Clara's mind long after Leah had walked away. From then on, they saw each other every day. During practice, Clara admired Leah's effortless grace in the saddle. Leah didn't ride to control, she rode to connect. Every movement was fluid, almost like a dance. Clara, on the other hand, was precise and strict, every motion calculated. They argued constantly. "You're holding the reins too tight," Leah would say. "I just don't want her to throw me off." "Maybe if you stop trying to control everything, life won't throw you off either." That line hit deeper than Leah could have known. As the days passed, something between them began to shift. They started riding together after classes, along endless fields that smelled of wild grass and rain. When the sun set, the sky turned soft and pink, and everything around them seemed to breathe in rhythm. Sometimes they didn't talk at all, just rode side by side. And yet, that silence felt full, like words would only ruin it. One evening, while they were brushing down their horses, Leah said quietly, "You know, I used to be afraid of love. I thought if I opened up, I'd lose it again. But now I think the real fear is never opening up at all." Clara didn't answer. She just looked at her, the warm light of the barn flickering in Leah's eyes, reflecting something that felt like home. From that night on, Clara started to change. She laughed more. She began to let go. Leah had brought something back to life inside her, something she thought she'd lost for good. Then came the day of the competition. The ground was still wet from last night's rain. The course looked more dangerous than usual. Clara wasn't sure she was ready, but pride kept her from backing out. The moment she took the jump, she knew. She lost her balance and hit the ground hard. Everything went black for a second. The only thing she heard was Leah screaming her name. When she opened her eyes, Leah was there, kneeling beside her in the dirt, tears mixing with mud on her cheeks. "Don't you ever do that again," Leah whispered, voice shaking. "I thought I lost you." Clara reached up, her hand trembling, and brushed a tear from Leah's face. Leah froze, her breath caught. Their faces were only inches apart, hearts beating too fast, too loud. And then Clara kissed her. It was soft, hesitant, full of everything they hadn't dared to say. It wasn't a spark, it was a quiet, aching warmth that filled every broken piece between them. After that day, they didn't hide. They didn't define it, didn't name it, they just were. They rode together every morning, their laughter echoing through the open fields. In the evenings, they sat by the fire, listening to the crackle of wood and the distant sounds of the horses settling in for the night. Sometimes they talked about dreams. Sometimes they said nothing at all. But whatever it was real. One night, Leah said softly, "We're like them, you know? Wild, but still looking for home." Clara smiled. "I think I've already found mine." And as they rode again at sunrise, wind on their faces, the rhythm of hooves beneath them, Clara felt free. Truly free. Love hadn't come to her like a storm. It came quietly in the smell of hay, in the warmth of another's gaze, in a kiss that made the world start again. Under the sound of hooves, she finally understood. She wasn't afraid to feel anymore. Because beside her rode the reason her heart still knew how to beat.